Place Your Tips, weekend preview time. Daggy and Beaver back with you to get stuck into some very good, autumn carnival racing. We're on the road to the Golden Slipper. We've got some good stuff down south as well, with the CF4 Stakes looming in the next few weeks. What's cracking, Beaver?
Yes, happy days to you, Daggy, and glad to be catching up again to go through this weekend's racing. But yeah, it's looking forward to some of the better racing that's on the horizon for us as some of those horses start to return. But yeah, just some mediocre cards probably for the weekend. But let's analyse those and hope we have a few winners for the punters.
Beauty. We've got, let's kick off at Sandown. We'll kick off down south where we've got a dual track meeting. Lakeside and Hillside in action throughout the afternoon. 10 races there, 10 races in Sydney. Rail in a 6 metre position for the entire. We'll point out the longer races on the Hillside track for the afternoon, but we get to see some babies step out. We've got some nice enough horses resuming, and we kick off with an interesting benchmark 90 over 1,200 metres. When New York Lustre was saved from what I think is an easy race last week to race here, is that a concern, or are you happy just to bat on?
It's not a concern. I think you're right. It probably does look slightly more difficult here, but I think it's a horse on the way up, third up here. Got the ideal draw in gate 2, so can posse up where it needs to be, and clear on top pick for me. I think it looks one of the better bets again.
Yeah, look, my gut is $1.90 is too short, which is what I was looking at here. It looks like it's drifted a little bit here. But then I didn't have much else to add apart from I thought it's business time. I half want to take on the favourite, but couldn't find a lot, and I think it's just going to get the right run. On top for me, no tip. I'm worried about this Kiwi. It's business time. 6 jump outs in preparation for this. It's been off the scene for about 6 months, but plenty of jump outs along the way. Comes off a Group 3 placing. I think can run well enough, but I'll say I'm scared of it. It's scared enough to not back this favourite at a short price. And we'll move on to a benchmark 100 over 2,400 metres, and as simple, all I'll say is I shan't be betting this race. And as a result, I'm not going to talk about it because leave me out. Have you got anything caught your eye?
Yeah, look, I was pretty similar to you. I won't be laying my hard-earned on this race. If I had to take a pick, I'd take the Shin-ridden First Immortal, but not a race I'm overly excited about.
Beautiful. The third, I don't think it's much more exciting. 2,400 metre benchmark 74. I thought the safest bet might be backing the leader, and that's My Rock Ali, maybe 1 by 3 here, purely because I think it's just going to get complete control in the usual Melbourne walking race. It's $10. That's about as good as I come up with in a race I was not that excited about. I don't think there's a lot of pressure around it. And Dictionary never really got a crack last week, 7-day back up where it copped a bump and just was only winding up very late, and $17 will make it a danger just because of the price. But again, there's better races to bet in later on. What have you come up with here?
Yeah, similarly, not much different to yourself. This is a pretty open affair, and most of these don't win out of turn or don't win at all. Look, if I'm forced to have a pick, I'm going to go number 7, Matron Bullwinkle. Being relatively consistent of late and not that far off them. 4 lengths behind Holy Man to win this race. Doesn't win out of turn, but could get back in the winner's circle here. But won't be betting, is my guess.
Yeah. We get into some better stuff. Well, so eventually we will. 1,400 metre benchmark 7 is up next. Tricky race here. Do you like anything?
No, not much different to the last two, unfortunately. But yeah, just looking at a little bit of value here, I thought a horse like number 6, First Mate, could run well. Again, hard to catch all of these, but was a good run last start. And the start prior got out of its ground and was difficult to make up ground. So I thought close to the double figure odds might be worth a sneaky few dollars, but again, not a lot of confidence.
Yeah, the two I singled out without a great deal of confidence as well is Delta Sky off a complete forgive where it just got bumped out, had to sit 3 wide the whole way last time out. A couple of nice wins. Before that, I think Camps on Quebec, who won't run 1,400 metres and may go straight past it at around the $8. And I thought the Danger is the horse that fought out the finish with it, 2 back off a forgive run as well in Belthill. Nice run in town, went out to Warrnambool, missed the start, never took part. Forgiving both and saying they can potentially improve in this one. 1100 metre Chairman's is up next. A 2-year-old out of the chute, Group 3 race here. And I really like the jump outs of Hot Sea here. I thought from the outside gate can speed across, showed pace in both jump outs, can lead if it so chooses. I think it may well do so. It's going to put it on top, but more a watch and learn race again. We'll make Inakura the Danger from my point of view. A nice I'm Invincible colt who's gone through its gears nicely in the jump outs. And next best Force of 1 as the market suggests. Beaver.
Yeah, I've gone for the Hayes Force of 1 to be hardest to beat here. Good at the jump outs. Not $150,000 horse at the Karaka sales. Nice little breeding here. Hayes generally has these up and flying, and I think it can go well at its first race start. And I thought the main danger was Hot Sea, as you kindly pointed out.
Beauty. Yeah, I really like the way Force of 1 actually fought back in the jump out when it was headed. I thought did a fair enough job there. Benchmark 70 up next is again over the 1,000 metres. You got something for us here?
Yeah, tricky race again here. Few resuming, few sort of up and going. I've gone for number 13, third up here, Mighty. I thought it was decent at first up when it's finished behind Fickle, less than a length. And then second up, again, wasn't too far off them, over 1,100. I think the 1,000 metre suits. I got Blake Shin aboard. Third up is ideal, and I think it can run a nice little race.
I've gone with a 3-year-old resuming here in Winner's Edge. Last time in was crossed the line with Manalo Bling. Before that, probably should have beaten Bitter Creek home. I think that's decent enough form, and comes to the top half of this field are all very exposed. I thought the trial was magnificent. I think it has some upside. I think it's worth some thought here. I talked myself maybe quite keen on it. From Costella, who is a beautiful Darley-looking colt there, out of a Command's mare, nice dark horse. It I think can run well as well. But yeah, up and comer there. I actually end up convincing myself it's one of the better bets on the card by the end of doing that. The 7th and start of the Quaddie is a tricky 3-year-old. We moved to the hillside track for this one. Benchmark 70, 1,800 metres, all lightly raced. Has one caught your eye though?
Yeah, all lightly raced. Yeah, a few of these have caught my eye, actually.
This is a good race. This will end up.
I think it's a good little race with plenty of chances. Yeah. I'm going to go for number 2, Emphasize. Only had the 2 starts, but I'm fairly keen here. I liked the first up run in a maiden at Sale. Thought it ran really well and finished that off quite nicely over the 1,400, coming from back in the field, and then stepped up to the 1,700. Sat a little bit closer and put pay to him quite easily there. Not quite sure about the form, because the thing that ran second there did get beat comfortably, I think, yesterday or the day before. But Craig Williams aboard. I think this has got a bit of ability. Ganacho was really good last start, fought to the line, and I think it can run well as well. But couple of others here that I wouldn't rule out. His Finest Honour was good in its only win.
I actually agree with you. I've gone the same way. All the reasons you've said. Willow can find a ride, and I thought that was a lovely win. It'll eat up 1,800 metres. Emphasize. Ganacho did a good job. He's got the key. Both have the New Zealand suffix, which suggests 1,800 metres won't be any issues. Yeah, third pick, Mary Eliza, sort of same really. I think this will be a decent form race. The 8th is another benchmark 80 over another benchmark 78 over 1,800 metres. I should say we saw Revelare do a good job last week. Comes to a nice enough next step, I think. I had the opinion. I'm a bit less bullish this week because there are some hard old heads here, but I'm taking the opinion that if it had have led last week, it would have won by 5. It had to overcome a slow pace. It fought off a reasonable horse that was heavily backed to do the job there. And I think can do the same here on Posse Up. The only bet I'll even consider in the race is I'll have something on Independent Road at around the 40s, because This is the weakest race it's been in a very, very long time, and I've got a bit of money out over the years, but that's more a personal preference. I think Revaloe very hard to beat. I think it's a horse going somewhere, Beaver.
Yeah, same here. I think drawn ideally here in 6. This is a bit better company. There's no doubt about that. But looks like a horse on the way up. Then I think there's still more room for improvement there. So you're going to get the 6 to 4 odds, and it's going to give you a very good sight for your money. So yeah, on top for me as well. Pretty keen about it.
Lovely. The feature at Sandown is the Bellmaine Stakes, 1,200 metres, a Group 3. And this is possibly the race of the day here, with a few of our old flames all resuming. Who's going to win it, though?
Yeah, look, that is the case. And yeah, probably the race of the day. You're not wrong. Look, I'm going to go for Fancify. I like the horse. It does go well fresh. It has won 3 out of 4 first up. Has a good strike rate, winning 7 out of its 13 career to date. Last win was in a Group 3, where it led all the way over 1,400. So I'm hopeful that it's fresh enough and fit enough to go well here. If it does jump in front, it's going to give him something to chase. Had it on top, but there's plenty of chances here. I thought Mirabelle Rose was good last start and is a definite chance. And, a horse that I think you'll probably end up mentioning, Quintessa, has a bit of class on some of these, and around the 20s is probably not the worst bet.
I think Quintessa has to go in the Quaddie, because we saw it did resume similar race last time out. I'm with Fancify. I agree. I think it's a great bet here. I think what I like the best is you just know what you're going to get. It's going to jump straight to the lead. There's not a lot of pressure around it. And she loves a fight. I think the fact you're getting about $9 is a great each-way bet. It'll be in the finish for sure. Make the main danger Tashi, who comes off a trip to Brisbane. Trials were very, very good, and I think the stable's going much better than it was last time the horse was in work. So another one around $9 or $9.50 on this market I'm looking at. Worth consideration. As I mentioned, Quintessa would go into a Quaddie, and I'd think about Cur Volante as well. We wrap up with a 1,400 metre benchmark 84, and I'm just going to hope that the rail's okay. It should be at Lakeside, and we're going to jump lead win with Name Dropper. It's the big price last time out was the only sort of knock, but it gets control. It should suit at Lakeside, and the horse I'm most scared of, Lethal Thoughts, does have its back, but I'm not sure Tommy Stockdale's the stalking jockey I'd be scared of if it was, say, a Nasher or someone else just camping on a leader. So I think all things look for the leader in the last to finish off well. If the inside's gone, we'll elevate So Risque into our thoughts, I think. But that's it for my thoughts on Sandown, Beaver.
Yeah, look, I've gone the same way. I'm disappointed I missed it first up at that price. I probably didn't do my form well enough there and get down to where it was, because I think last prep it was in the market on a number of occasions and I did tip it. So, yeah, super disappointed I missed it last start. But you're right, gate 1 here jumps to the front. It's going to be hard to beat. And I got it on top, so clear pick for me.
Beauty. Do you want to give us your Melbourne Quaddie?
Yeah, sure. Happy to do that. The first leg, which is race 7, I'm going number 1, 2, 3, and 6. In the second leg, which is race 8, I'm going number 4, Dragoon, should have gave the names, 5, Nashino Crescent, 6, Revelar. In the third leg, I'm going number 1, Quintessa, number 3, Fancify, number 4, Mirabelle Rose, and number 8, Cur Volante. And to finish off in the last race of the day, I'm going number 2, So Risque, number 6, Sassay Boom, number 9, Typhoon Harmony, and number 11, Name Dropper.
Perfect. Your best and value.
My best bet comes up in the first race, race 1, number 7, New York Lustre. And my value bet comes up in race 9, number 3, Fancify.
I'm going to make my best race 6, number 5, Winnersedge. Why not? Let's go that way. My value race 9, number 3, Fancify. I also think that more I've thought about this, that bracket of Delta, Sky and Belfield can run well in the 4th. All right, for showusyourtips.net, we head to Rosehill next. Of course, you can find our written tips there if you need to refer to them throughout the afternoon. Find the Quaddie numbers and all sorts of things there. Tomorrow I'll be doing a rugby league preview of the season with Barney returning from a hiatus for footy and frothy, so looking forward to that as well. Any thoughts on rugby league season yet, Beaver?
No, it's just the normal commotion this time of year before we start to get into trial matches and see who's going to line up for each team.
Exactly. Well, everyone's training the house down. You'll be pleased to know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they always say, isn't it?
Exactly. All right, racing. Rosehill, rail 3 metres. Weather should be okay. Worst of the rain around has passed. I think it'll be no disadvantage to be in the front half of any field, but it shouldn't be too scary. I would hope. Highway kicks us off, 1,500 metres, as I realise I've put my iPad away. Who do you like here, Beaver?
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
Not one of the better highways
It isn't.
floating around. I think anything and everything could potentially win this. I've gone for a bit of value at one I went for last time at around $15 is one for Ian, number 8. Just thought it presented a little bit of value in what was a fairly open race. Not confident. I thought Waltz Angel could run well as well. They were sort of the two that I was banking on in the first.
I thought it was easy to like Adolphus here. I like it led the mile at Randwick last time out. It now comes back to 1,500 metres Rosehill, which is going to suit Tim Clark. Jumps on, gate 1, first leader of the day, and pretty much gets control. So I think they're all ticks, and I thought $7 looked a fair enough start. But as you said, it's not. We've had some good highways to bet into these last few months. This doesn't feel like one of them. In fact, the favourite Rapidash is going to Newcastle tomorrow too, I believe, or is at least still accepted there. Yeah, not much else to add. Walls Angel, as you said, probably the best of the lead-up. The second is 1,350 midway. Does this get much better? Maybe. Pocketing lightly raced horse. No luck last time out behind our Diamond Lil, who you liked last a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. With even luck, it definitely fights out the finish with it. Went and trialled since and trialled better than Wineglass Bay, who's a proper Saturday horse. I think just finds the right race to keep on its merry way. The Danger Spicy Hot Pot, who is probably sits outside lead here and has put the last couple together. There's a tail on this one, I thought, Beef.
Yeah, 100%. I haven't got a lot more to add here. Pretty keen pocketing. Will be there or thereabouts at the end here and in the last 100. I think it can posse up where it needs to be, and it's certainly going to be the hardest to beat. And you're right, the Hot Pot is going well at the moment and probably presents the best danger.
The Canonbury Stakes, we're on the trial to the track to the Golden Slipper. Canonbury Stakes kicks us off 1,100 metres for the boys, Group 3 level, 2-year-olds going around. Who have you come up with?
Yeah, look, again, always hard to line these ones up. Going for the Burma Star here with the blue colours, only had the one run, and that was a very nice second back, and then spelled after that. That was behind Akkadian Dream, who we know has a fair bit of ability. Gate 4 looks perfect here, and they're always hard to beat. These ones that have the one start come back for a race like this. Got it on top. Main Danger Tropic, the first starter from the Wallace table.
Yep. Trial is a tick as well. Good day for Godolphin, actually, hopefully. But, yeah, you get the tick of the trial in between, everything you've said there. I thought Tropic was scary just because it's J-Mac stalking it, and he tends to get the best out of them. Might be a wet tracker, though, I thought. Zoostar out of a Seapoy mare. Overs here, Melanite. John Thompson Yard. I think it was 30-1. Might be one for your exotics. We've got the girls' version up next. Group 3, 2-year-old, 1,100 metre Widden Stakes. And Let's Go Blue again. The only concern, the only tick I don't get is a gate, but only a smallish field. I think Tempted is on top. I like that win. I liked the Magnificent Trial since. I like, again, Tim Clark going on. So he might be double blue here for me. Snitz or miss. I just took the lead of J-Mac being the pick of all the Waller runners. The trials were quite good, but I do like this Godolphin filly, Beaver.
Yep, pretty keen myself on this one. One start, one win, and that was quite nice back in December at Warwick Farm. I think it improved and derived plenty of benefit from that, and the trial suggested that. It'll be primed to run well and clear on top for me.
Does the Blue Wave keep going in race 5, 1200 metre, 72?
Can't see any reason why it doesn't. That was a good first up win from Polyglot. Had to work hard, but found plenty when put under a little bit of pressure there. So I think it's got room for improvements. It does have to contend with gate 12, which could present a little bit of a challenge, if anything, bring it undone. But I can't go away from it at this point in time.
Yep, not much to add. At the end of the day, it did have to do a bit of work, but it was soft through the line there. J-Max sticks as well. It's on top. I am terrified of Lilac, who I thought the trials were very, very good. Might be a wet track of that. I think that last one wasn't a rain-affected track, but did win a nice race down south. Illyri next best, who has put a couple together, looks to be going quite well. The 6 2,000 metre benchmark, 78, and I've talked myself into being keen on Monarchs Brae here. $14 it goes on top. It's had a weird prep. 15.50 first up, back to 15. Led up 2,000 last week. Now gets some cover and a 7-day backup. I think this, and probably a sucker cross from Soul's Choice as well. Crossing from out wide. I just thought $14, it looked a nice option here. It'll be the one, I guarantee you a message from Gump after this wins tomorrow, Beaver. Can't believe this Waller thing went round at $15. It's on top. Our Anchorage did beat at home and is on the week back up. If a senior jock had have stuck, I might have been keener, but probably worth a save. And So Nucci thinks has won 2 back-to-back now. It's in foal. Nice chance to get a Saturday win for it, but somehow I've invented this narrative that has me quite keen. What are you thinking?
Not a race I was overly keen on. I've gone for number 14, Akkadian Emperor. Fourth up, won well first up, but then sent out to 2,400 and ran behind Tajanas, which is going really well. Comes back to the 2,000 here, which suits when it started favourite, a length behind Unlimited, finishing third. Only got the 53.5 on its back here. Should be fit enough for this, and I think it can run well. So I'm pretty keen. It's not a bad bet at the price.
Race 7 kicks off the Quaddie. A benchmark 78, 1,350 metres. We're going to get a line with Kapakiri for a few here. Who have you found in what's perhaps a tricky race?
Yeah, it is a tricky race here. And look, I was trying to work out some of these horses here. I've gone for Step Aside. Purely going to forgive last start.
And it gets James McDonald.
It's got James McDonald. It has had decent form against better horses than this at some previous starts and previous preparations. So I'm putting a line through that, putting this as its first up tilt. J-Mac aboard Waller in a pretty open and interesting race. I've got it on top. Maybe the main danger could be the Martrain Sisterhood around $12. Thought it could run well.
Don't like the race. I'm sure Bunker had have another nice day out and run around with everyone. Scared of Step Aside because it generally needs 2 or 3 lengths in a race like this, and J-Mac gives it those 2 or 3. I think the only bet I'll have is probably take $16 Mogwai again. I thought I did everything right, but win last start and you're getting a nice price again. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Move on. The Southern Cross Stakes is the feature, race 8, Group 3, over 1,200 metres, and I thought it was a pleasant surprise to get $5.50 Disnick because it's flying. I half think it's a better horse than Willado, who will have to lead first up without J-Mac, and I'm going to back it. Going to put it on top from, we'll say Brudenell, no luck last time out at Canterbury, stalks it on the fence. I think it's a live chance, of course, accredited. If you're going to mention it, I'm not going to knock it either. What have you come up with?
Yeah, I've gone for accredited. I think, it's got the lightweight with 53 here. I think it's flying at the moment, and I think it just keeps getting better and better. I'm really keen. It can run super well in this. It'll come out quick. It'll either just sit behind the pace or be the pace, depending on what Brudenell does. I think that'll give it the ability to set the race up for it, and hard to beat. Disnick is flying, and depending on the pace in this race, if they do go breakneck speed, it's going to be the one finishing all over the top of them. So I thought it could run well. You can't rule hard to say out. It does bob up when you least expect it. It has won 8 from 27 and goes pretty well, albeit this distance is never won before, so only finished a place out of 6 attempts. So that sort of turned me off a little bit, but I've gone a credit on top, really hard to beat.
Beautiful. The 9th is a 1,200 metre benchmark 88. Maybe tricky business here. Who have you found?
Could be tricky business here. I'm going to stick with Spring Lee. I thought there was plenty of merit in that first up run.
You know what it was? It was a Spring Lee run. That's the problem with it.
It's just what that's Spring Lee does. Let me finish.
Sorry.
I was going to say the same thing. I just wonder whether
it should race Punker
run. And it's going to be one of those next time runs. We will see, but it's got everything in its favour here. Extra fitness, gate 3. There'll be no excuses after this run. Has to be winning this. I kind of wanted to find something to beat it, but every time I went looking, I struggled to find something. I thought something like With Your Blessing could run really well. Not quite sure if it's up to this grade, but it beat Cosmonova, who's come out and since won. So that's a good pointer, but I've got to give 4 kilos to Spring Lee. And I think that's probably just why I've got in the favour that some of the others in the market, it's got to give some weight to. But we'll see.
We will see.
Okay, come back.
No, I agree with you. I just couldn't tip it on top because it's Spring Lee, and I thought all the things you thought, and then just went, yeah, it'll win because I'll be against it. So I couldn't find too many alternatives. The 2 off forgive runs where I went. One was what's the leader? Time to Boogie. Just no luck at all at Canterbury, and leads here for Josh Parr, and Inhibitions had a complete barrier trial down south, and just sticks with the blue theme. You can forgive that run, but probably doesn't have the best Sydney record really. So I'll also get to you With Your Blessing when I make up a quaddie. The last is the benchmark 88, 1,500 metres. Yorkshire's on top. Comes here, gets a race full of resuming stayers, gets everything in its favour, including JMac. I wanted to be against it, but you're just making sort of excuses for first uppers here. For victory, should have probably won last week. We'll mention it. And Abelor is racing well. I think Joe Pride's got it going well. Lincoln Rock's sort of fresh here. Maybe is the other one running into a place, but I'm just mentioning names because I think this horse will just win. Yorkshire. Anything to add?
I think it just wins as well. That's pretty impressive. Last start, one with these 1,500 here again. Look, it's actually down in weight. Drops 1.5 kilos to go up to a benchmark. 88 from a 78. But look, the company's not that much different, to be honest. I think he'll be winning, and I think he'll be winning quite comfortably here. Gate 4's perfect. JMac, he'll do what he wants. $1.65, probably generous when you look at it on paper. Guess we'll see.
Yep. Quaddie. The first leg will go, what will we go? 11 Step Aside, 8 Mogwai, 6 Infatuation, and 1 Cadetship. Second leg, 1 Hard to Say, 7 Disneck, 9 Accredited. Throw Brudenell if you want, but we need to skinny up somewhere. Third leg, 6 Time to Boogie, 7 With Your Blessing, 14 Spring Lee, 4 Inhibitions. Last leg, 8 Yorkshire, 12 Sandpaper, and 5 Lincoln Rocks. I'm actually tempted to throw Matusalem at 100 to 1 because that's a silly price, but we'll stick with those 3. My best on the card is in the last 8 Yorkshire, race 10, number 8 Yorkshire. So if you want to go one out, go for your life. Instead, Quaddie value is a good question. Let's go with, I hadn't thought of this. The one I mentioned, the staying race, what was it? Monarchs Brae, race 6, number 4. What do you like, Beaver?
Yeah, my best is Yorkshire in the last. Everything you got in your wallet, put it on. And my value bet is race 6, number 14, Akkadian Emperor.
Beauty. What's happening in Queensland, I think?
Doomben. Got a few up there. Sticking to fairly late in the day up there, so hopefully we can get some stuff to finish off for the punters. I'm going race 7, number 7, Kingdom Under Siege. Race 8, number 5, Slippin' Jimmy. Race 9, number 12, Tribeca Star, resuming. And to finish off the day, race 10, number 5, Mintaka Lad.
Beautiful. A couple from the... Have you had a look at anything tonight? I haven't, but...
I haven't, no.
No, that's fair enough. Newcastle tomorrow. We've got race 1, number 4, Blanc de Noir. Race 7, number 1, Hell to Pay, down from the Gold Coast. He's heading to Newcastle. In Adelaide, just one for us. Race 2, number 1, Gotta Go Guru. Should be winning again. Thank you, Beaver. It's been a hectic day. Thanks for crowbarring us in.
No problem.
Do it again next week. Check out showstips.net for the written copy of this. And we will talk very soon, guys, as we head towards autumn racing. Take care. Bye-bye.